Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows.
Once again, we bring you the thrilling adventures of The Shadow, the hard and relentless fight of one man against the forces of evil. These dramatizations are designed to demonstrate forcibly to old and young alike that crime does not pay. The Shadow, who aids the forces of law and order, is in reality Lamont Cranston, wealthy young man about town. Several years ago, in the Orient, Cranston learnt a strange and mysterious secret. The hypnotic power to cloud men's minds so they cannot see him. Cranston's friend and companion, the lovely Margot Lane, is the only person who knows to whom the voice of the invisible Shadow belongs. Today's drama, Death Stalks at Night. In one of the poorer districts of the city, the echoing footsteps of two women clatter noisily along the now deserted street.
Oh, really, Dora? Must you walk so fast? I'm out of breath trying to keep up with you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Barker. I just didn't realize. It's just that, well, it's so lonely in this neighborhood and so dark.
Oh, now, Dora, don't tell me you're afraid.
Well, frankly, I am afraid. The insane asylum is only a short distance from here, and anyway, this isn't exactly the part of town I'd choose to take a stroll. At least not at this time of night.
Oh, my dear, you'll have to get used to it. That is, if you still want to do social service work. Our little tour tonight through this poor section must have convinced you of the need these unfortunates have for help.
Oh, I want the job. Need the job, in fact. When Father died, I was left with very little.
My dear, you were left with a good, sound education and with the ability to work. I know that. I knew your father, and he was a fine man.
Yes, a fine man. A man whose abilities were never recognized. Mrs. Barker, don't turn round, but I think we're being followed.
What? Oh, ridiculous.
No, I'm certain we are. A short, heavy-set man.
I'm sure you're mistaken. Really, my dear, you mustn't...
Stop walking.
I can't see anyone.
There, see? He's coming towards us.
Oh, now look here. What's the meaning of this? Why are you following us? Stop where you are. Stop, I say.
Oh, look, he won't stop. Let's run.
His eyes. Look. Dora, he's mad. Those staring eyes.
Oh, come on, let's get away.
I can't run.
Stop. Don't come any closer.
Dora, he's got hold of my arm. Oh, no.
Oh, let go. Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go.
And all the information the police could get from the hysterical girl was the statement that Mrs. Frederica Barker, the well-known social worker, was strangled to death before her eyes by a heavy-set, ape-like man with a long, jagged scar on his right cheek. The police...
The police are investigating, yes, I know.
To think it should happen to Dora Adams.
Here we are, Mr. Cranston, Miss Lane. This is it, City Hospital.
Ah, come on, Margot. Let's go inside and see Dora Adams.
Now, just a few more questions, Miss Adams. Don't worry. You're all right.
Commissioner Weston, don't you think you've questioned the girl enough? After all, she's been through a dreadful experience. Can't you wait?
No. I must talk, Margot. I must. I'll never be able to get the sight of those horrible eyes out of my mind. That ugly, scarred, ape-like man coming towards us.
Miss Adams, I think that...
Please, Mr. Cranston. If I keep it bottled up inside of me, I'm afraid I'll lose my mind.
Very well, if it helps you to speak of it.
Come in.
Commissioner Weston, Dr. DeFale is here.
Oh, good. Ask him to come in, nurse.
You may go in, Dr. DeFale.
Oh, thank you. I came as soon as you phoned me, Commissioner.
Yes, I thought you'd be in... pardon me, Miss Lane, Dr. DeFale, Miss Adams, and Mr. Cranston.
How do you do?
How do you do?
The doctor is superintendent of the Burdock Hospital for the criminally insane. I thought he might be able to give us his expert opinion on this business.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure that my opinion won't be of any use here, Commissioner.
Why do you say that?
Well, I'm almost certain that the man who killed Mrs. Barker was not insane.
But how can you possibly say that? How can you know?
Miss Lane, I've handled the mentally ill for a goodly portion of my life, and from the description of the man...
He was mad. You could see it in his eyes. He oh.
You see, my friends, this young woman is hardly in the condition to judge what she saw. She was frightened, nervous, it was dark, and in her hysterical condition she unconsciously built up a mental image that does not agree in the slightest with the original.
Aren't you overlooking one thing, Doctor?
What do you mean, Cranston?
Well, I mean that this girl here, hysterical or not, is still a better judge of what she saw than we are.
My good man, I'm afraid you don't understand.
Yes, Cranston. After all, Dr. Dufayl is an expert on these things.
Well, if this ape man, or whatever he is, wasn't insane, why should he kill? What was his motive?
Oh, Miss Lane, perhaps robbery was the motive. I can't say. That's for the police to decide.
No, he didn't try to rob us. He just...
My dear Miss Adams, I'm sure you're wrong.
Dr. Dufayl, is it because that you're superintendent of the Verdark Hospital for the criminally insane and are afraid that it might have been one of your charges who committed this crime that you're trying to make Miss Adams change her statement?
Now, look here, Cranston.
Now, one moment, Commissioner. Dr. Dufayl hasn't answered my question.
Well, I don't quite understand your reason for asking, Mr. Cranston.
I think my reason is quite clear, Professor.
Cranston's inferring that you're trying to withhold something, Doctor. And I think it's downright impertinent of him.
Perhaps, but Dr. Dufayl still hasn't answered. Suppose I put it to you directly. Have any of the inmates of your institution escaped recently?
No. No, Mr. Cranston.
There you are. You satisfied? Now, Cranston, Miss Lane, I think we'll have to ask you both to leave. Doctor and I have a few things to talk about.
Oh, yes, of course. Come on, Margot. Goodbye, Miss Adams.
Goodbye, Dora. I'll come to see you tomorrow.
Please do, Margot, please.
I'm sorry if I said anything that embarrassed you, Doctor.
Not at all, Mr. Cranston. It's just that I happen to know more about these things. Good day.
Good day.
What do you think, Lamont?
I think that the good Dr. Dufayl is a very smooth customer, Margot. And I think that we have seen just the beginning of this. The murders are just beginning.
Russell, are you going to sit up all night?
What did you say, dear?
It's late.
Oh, yes, it is, isn't it?
You've got a long day in front of you in court tomorrow. Don't you think you ought to get some sleep?
Oh, I just can't get over it, my dear. Mrs. Barker's death. Why, we've known her for years, and then...
Now, it isn't going to do any good to dwell on it.
We served on the board for the Verdark Asylum together. Do you think... No, it's ridiculous.
What, dear?
Do you suppose one of those poor unfortunate creatures could know that we...
Oh, how could they know, Russell?
Yeah, you're right. There's no way that they could know. And even if they did, why should they want to kill...
You must put those ideas right out of your mind, dear.
Yes, you're right. I think I'll put... What was that?
I don't know.
There's someone in this house.
What are you going to do?
I've got my revolver. The door.
Russell, don't open that door.
Who's there? Answer me. If you don't answer, I'll shoot through the door. Stay where you are, or I'll shoot.
Oh, he's coming toward you.
Stop! Stop, I say!
Shoot him! Stop him!
Kill! No! My throat! My throat!
Well, according to Judge Pinney's wife, the judge fired the two fatal shots at this fellow before he was strangled to death by him.
Have you found out who he was?
No. Shaughnessy was here earlier and took his fingerprints. I'm waiting for a report now. Big fellow, isn't he?
Yes. Heavy set. Ape-like. Wouldn't you say, Commissioner? Well, he's not the man who killed Mrs. Barker, I know that.
Oh? How do you know that?
Dora Adams noticed that the man who murdered Mrs. Barker had a long, jagged scar. This man here hasn't a mark on his face. Look at him lying there. Definitely a manic-depressive type, eh, Commissioner?
What's that?
It's a type of insanity, Weston. They're usually short, squat, powerful types. Exactly the same as Mrs. Barker's murderer.
Now look here, Cranston. I thought we decided the murderer was not insane.
Murderers, Commissioner. I'm sure there are two of them.
Cranston, there's only one murderer, and he's dead.
Want to bet on it?
Yes. I'll bet you the best dinner in town with all the trimmings.
Careful, Commissioner. I'm a man who likes expensive trimmings.
But Cranston, Dr. Duvale says...
Yes, Dufale. By the way, where is he?
Oh, I don't know. I called his home and his office, and I can't get hold of him.
Can't get hold of him, eh? Well,
Now, Cranston, I don't like your tone.
perhaps it's because you've been so busy listening to Dr. Dufale.
Oh, Cranston.
All right, I'll go quietly, Commissioner. But I'll see you for dinner, say, Thursday. And by the way, you'll be shouting. Goodbye now.
Well, thank heaven the murderer's dead. I was getting afraid to leave my flat after dark.
I'm not too certain that the murderer is dead, Margot. The killer was shot by Judge Penny just before he himself was strangled. But the murderer is not dead, I'm sure of it.
I don't understand,
I'll
Lamont.
explain what I mean when I know more about all this myself, Margot.
Mr. Cranston, I was discussing this case with my mate Bluey Peter this morning, and he's got a theory which is most interesting.
Oh, yes, Shreve. What does Bluey think?
Well, Bluey's worked it out all very carefully. He says it's just like a detective story he's reading. The fellow that killed the woman social worker and this other one that finished off Judge Penny are in a pact to...
You know what?
Oh, I don't know. That's what Bluey said. He gets mad if I interrupt him when he's talking. Anyway, they have this pact to see which one is going to finish off the most people. At the moment, they're even. But one of them's going to try to get ahead by killing another fella, just to be ahead.
Shreve. Oh, just a minute.
Lamont, what is it?
Shreve's story. Not that it has anything to do with the case, but just made me think of something. Shreve, drive to the city hospital as fast as this car will go.
But why, Lamont?
Margot, your friend Dora Adams is in danger.
In a few moments, we will return to tonight's exciting adventure of The Shadow. And now, back to The Shadow. Lamont Cranston, together with Margot Lane, has driven at breakneck speed to the city hospital.
But, Doctor, we must see Miss Adams. We're friends of hers.
It's quite impossible, Miss Lane.
Now, please understand, Doctor.
Miss Adams was removed from the city hospital this morning.
Removed?
Why? Where is she now?
She was taken to the Burdock Hospital for the insane.
Oh, Lamont.
Examination has shown her to be suffering from a complete nervous breakdown. When Dufale suggested that...
Dufale suggested, eh?
Yes. You see, Miss Adams didn't have the money to pay for private treatment. And when Dufale offered to take her into his institution, naturally I let her go.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you for your trouble, Doctor. We really must be going now. Come along, Margot.
Oh, Dufale. He's at the back of all this. I suspected him from the beginning. Lamont, we've got to get Dora away from there. Heaven only knows what may happen to her.
No, Margot. I've got a better plan.
But Lamont Dufale...
Dora Adams is perfectly safe at Dufale's institution.
But I still don't...
Dufale, if he has anything to do with this, wouldn't dare harm her while he's there. Remember, it was at his orders that she was brought there. He's too closely tied up with the whole thing for him to take the chance.
But what can we do?
Margot, I think it's time the Shadow took a hand in this affair. Perhaps he can pierce the suave exterior of Dr. Dufale and get at the truth.
Why don't you answer your telephone, Dr. Dufale?
Eh? I heard a voice.
It is the Shadow's voice, Dr. Dufale.
Shadow? I can't see you. Where are you?
Here in this room with you. Your eyes cannot see me.
What do you want? Why do you come to me?
You have the answers to several questions. Answers I must know.
What do you mean?
Why have you hidden yourself away, refusing to answer your phone? What are you afraid of?
Afraid? I don't understand you.
Perhaps you understand more than you're ready to admit. 2 inmates from your home have escaped. Why have you tried to conceal that fact from the police?
Well,
You can't lie to me, Dr. DeFale. Don't try. Answer me. Isn't that true?
Yes, it's true. Two have escaped.
They both suffer from the same type of insanity, both manic depressives, one of the most dangerous types of mental disorders.
Yes, that's right.
And yet you've not reported this escape to the police. Why?
Well, it would be a reflection on the way I manage the hospital. It might cause serious repercussions within the institute.
And that kept you from doing everything within your power to catch these two homicidal maniacs. You let that stand in your way. You don't deserve the trust that has been placed in your hands.
Oh, it wasn't only to save myself that I've tried to hush it up. Do you realize what would happen in the city? The panic that it would cause if the news got around?
There is no way you can stop that panic now, Dr. DeFale. Prompt action might have saved 2 lives. Commissioner Weston must know by now that the murderers were both inmates of your institution.
No? How can he know?
Judge Pinney was murdered last night by one of them. The judge managed to shoot the man fatally before he himself was killed.
Judge Pinney?
Didn't you know that?
I haven't left this house. I haven't heard anything. First Mrs. Barker, then Judge Pinney.
There's a strange similarity in these murders, Dr. DeFale. Both Mrs. Barker and Judge Pinney were members of the board of the Burdock Hospital for the Insane. Both were murdered in the same way.
Are you inferring that I had something to do with the murders?
Perhaps.
No, that's not true, Shadow. Why should I?
That is something I mean to find out. Don't try to run away. You're being watched by the Shadow.
Extra paper! Read all about it! Madman loose in city! 2 mad murderers loose! Read all about it!
Hello. Is that Dr. DeFale?
Yes?
DeFale, this is Lamont Cranston. I've been trying to get onto you all the afternoon.
And what did you wish to speak to me about?
I want you to call Commissioner Weston and ask for a police guard.
What? Oh, please, Mr. Cranston, I'm a very busy man. I haven't time to listen to such nonsense. I wish... Oh!
What is it?
Oh! My throat... Help! Help!
Hello?
Lamont, what is it? What's happened?
I'm afraid my warning came too late, Margot. DeFale has just been murdered.
All right, Cranston, all right. DeFale's dead. But what I'd like to know is how you knew it was going to happen.
It was just a premonition, Commissioner.
Well, anyway, it's all over now. We've caught the maniac who murdered him.
Caught him?
Yes. Some of DeFale's staff overpowered the man. He put up very little resistance.
Can I see him?
Now, Cranston, if I can't get any sense out of him, you won't be able to.
Well, let me see him anyway.
All right. Have it your own way. He's right in here. There we are. He looks harmless enough, doesn't he? But he won't answer you. Doctors have been trying to get him to speak for the last 3 hours.
This is the one that must have killed Mrs. Barker. That jagged scar was described by Dora Adams, remember?
Yes. By the way, how is she?
I don't know. So much has happened in the last 24 hours, I haven't given her a thought. Oh, that reminds me. I promised Margot we'd visit her this evening.
Well, had enough?
Yes. It's obvious that he doesn't know what's happening. Let's leave him.
All right. Well, I can tell you it's quite a load off my mind to know that this whole business is over. The panic that escaped mental case caused was enough to drive me a little insane myself.
You think it's over?
Well, we've got both the men. One dead, one captured.
I'm sorry to break your beautiful dream picture, Commissioner, but I still think the real murderer is at large.
Cranston, are you going to just a minute. Yes.
Commissioner, is Lamont there?
Yes. Oh, yes. Just a minute. For you.
Oh, thanks. Hello?
Lamont, I just got a phone call from Dora. She's escaped.
She has?
Yes, she wants us to meet her. She's waiting.
I'll be there right away.
Now what?
I'll tell you later, Commissioner.
Lamont, how much further out is this place?
Oh, not far, about half a mile or so.
Oh, I see.
Dora didn't say anything except that she had escaped.
That's all. And that she'll be waiting for us on this road.
What was that?
Where? Getting so dark I can't see very much.
Up ahead. Off the road to the left. There, see it? Something white.
What? Oh, yes, I see it. Lamont, it's a woman.
She's motioning us to stop. Stop the car, Shreve.
Please, you've
got to help me.
Dora.
Margot, Mr. Cranston, I thought you'd never get here.
Get in the car, Miss Adams.
Yes, take me away. My life is in danger if I stay there.
Danger?
Yes, that's why I phoned you.
What's happened to make you feel the way you do?
It's something I can't quite explain, but there's death back there. Don't make me go back. Take me with you away from this place.
We must go back, Miss Adams.
Why? Why?
Lamont, you can't send her back.
I had no intention of sending her back, Margot. At least not alone. We're all going back. Because I know now that we have reached the end of our trail. We'll meet the murderer face to face tonight.
Mr. Cranston, I want you to see the room where Dufayel kept his papers. If you search through them, you will come to one which will tell you all you want to know.
I don't quite understand you, Miss Adams. A few minutes ago, you gave us the impression that you hadn't the slightest idea who the murderer was. Now you tell me that I'll find all I want to know in Dufayel's papers.
You must trust me, Mr. Cranston. I had my reasons. When you read the papers, you will understand.
Very well. You'd better not come with me. I'll be back as soon as possible.
Lamont,
You're safe here, Margot.
I won't be gone long. Now, to open this door.
Up that flight of stairs, Mr. Cranston.
Right. See you in a few minutes.
Dora, why did you lock the door?
So we'd be safer here.
But when Lamont returns...
I'll open it for him. Do you know, Margot, for a while you suspected me of the murders, didn't you?
What? Why, no, Dora, you were never under suspicion, not for a moment.
You needn't spare my feelings, Margot.
But that isn't the question. If we had thought you were connected with the murders, I'd tell you now.
Don't lie to me. Tell me what you know.
What? Why, Dora,
Do you know what your friend Cranston will discover when he finds the papers?
You said he'd find out who committed the crimes.
Yes, but you already know, don't you?
No, Dora.
Then I'll tell you, Margot. My father was a brilliant psychologist and a brilliant failure. He never achieved the recognition he deserved. The last and only chance he had was when the superintendent's job in this asylum was vacant. It was not worthy of him, but it was better than he'd ever had in his life before. The only thing he had to live for was this position. But Dr. Dufayel eased him out of it, helped by 2 members of the board of directors.
Mrs. Barker and Judge Penny.
Do you know why I'm telling you all this?
Why?
Because I'm going to kill you, as I killed the others. You knew I'd committed the murders. You and Mr. Cranston. Lamont! Lamont! Scream! Cry out if you want. It will do you no good. They're used to that here.
What have you done to him?
I sent him into a room with a homicidal maniac.
No! No!
I know how to control them. My father knew how to get to their subconscious minds and make them obey. And he taught me. Lamont Cranston is dead.
The door. You haven't locked it. There's only a latch on it.
Why don't you open the door? Yes, open the door.
I will.
Lamont!
Help!
Fainted. Well, no wonder. You're not a pretty sight, my friend. Kill her. Do you hear me? She must be destroyed. Obey me. Obey. Now, do what you've been trained to do. Strangle her.
Don't touch her.
Who's there? I heard a voice.
You heard the voice of the Shadow. I've come to put an end to your evil.
Shadow, do you think I'm afraid of you? I don't know where you've hidden yourself, but my servant will find you.
I will prove that my will is stronger than yours. I told him not to touch the body of the young woman who lies unconscious there, and he has obeyed me.
Has he? We shall see. Go, I order you. Kill! Kill!
You're forced to do something that you don't want. You don't wish to kill or destroy, but you're forced to do it. You can be free. Free if you resist.
Listen to my voice. You must.
I am free.
There. Now he's free of you, Dora Adams, and you will pay for your crimes.
I began to suspect Dora Adams when she gave us that story to get us back to the asylum.
But how did you escape the madman when she sent you into the room after Dufayel's papers?
Simple, Margot. As soon as the door closed behind me, I became the Shadow. He couldn't see me. Then when you opened the door to go after me, I entered the cellar again.
And not any too soon, either. You know, it's going to take me weeks to recover from that experience.
Weeks? Oh, that's a pity. You see, I had a dinner planned at a very fine little restaurant, and then the theatre, supper after the theatre, perhaps a little dancing at a nightclub. How would you like it?
Oh, Lamont, it sounds wonderful. You know, I feel better already.
Just we three, hmm?
What? 3?
Oh, yes, I've got to tell you. We've got to take Weston with us.
Oh, why?
Well, Margot, remember that little bet I had with Commissioner Weston about the murders?
Oh, yes.
Weston lost. He's footing the bill.
I shall return with further news of the Shadow in just a moment. Next week, same time, same station, we bring you another strange and thrilling adventure in the Shadow's daring battle against the forces of evil. Be sure to listen.
As you sow evil, so shall you reap evil. Crime does not pay. The Shadow knows.
This feature is produced by Reds Johnston for Grace Gibson Radio Productions, a masterpiece of suspense.